Yo, what is up? This is my opinion of Arcadegeddon. Let's get into it. Bop, bop, bom. Music in this game is questionable, but I mean, some of it's good, some of it's not, but we'll get into that later. Alright, so first off, this is the NPC you first meet, and you basically just the item shop. So it gives you like cosmetics and stuff. The cosmetics in this game are alright. I mean, I like the cosmetics and I like the art style, if I'm being honest. So, I mean, I like the art style. The art style is good. I really like the art style. So, I mean, I think that this game has the art going for it. It really does. I think it has a good appeal. I'm not saying it's exactly like Fortnite, but, you know, it's kind of close anyways, so. But, I mean, it has good customization. But I think I really want to cover the gameplay. I feel like that's the most important bit, so let's do that. Okay, so you spawn in with a bat and a laser gun. And when you shoot the laser gun, it's kind of like the Star Wars gun. Pew, 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 pew. It literally sounds exactly like it, so. Anyway, so basically you just run through the game. You know, it's like a runner-killer. Like, you run through the levels, and then you kill stuff while you run. So it's kind of like run and shoot, run and kill, run and loot, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, so I mean, okay, so alright, here's another thing. So you can find chests throughout the levels, right? And they drop weapons. Yeah. So you get new weapons kind of like that, and then you can use them to kill stuff. Bam. Oh, what am I using? Does this gun shoot? Oh, that was weird. Okay, never mind. Okay, so you basically just run through the levels, and after a certain point of running through the levels and the enemy spawning, you'll end up doing an objective like that, right? Also, let's cover the movement. So the movement's pretty good. So when you move, you just sprint, and then you can do a slide with the R3. And then if you really want to, you can do like these kind of things, the rolls. So, I mean, that's pretty fun. That's good stuff. Alright, so now we run to this point, we have objectives, right? So the objectives vary. You know, it's basically random. It gives you random objectives. So this one you gotta search for stuff. So you get a key, run back to this point, put the key in, whatever. So objectives, right? You do an objective and that's how you progress through the levels. So right now I could be killing stuff if I wanted to, but I'm not going to because, I mean, I can, but that's not the point of this round. You're just supposed to, you know, do your best to get through the objective and then you can move on. Bam. And yeah, I mean, I really like the movement in this game. I think it's really good. I think it's fun. Honestly, I like when a game has good movement. Like, I don't know, something about a game with good movement is really fun for me. Like, I just like good movement. I like it. Okay, so then you get to this bit, so you can use this pay to live. It's a little bit like Borderlands, almost. So you can heal yourself with money, or you could buy something from the shop with your money that you get from, like, crates and stuff. And then, yeah, so there's a little shop there. And then if you want to, you can increase the difficulty of the next level using some money. Here, screw it, I'll just do it. Bam. Alright, now the next level is supposed to be more difficult, or something like that, so. So as you run through levels, okay, it's being weird. Alright, so as you run through, you can just, you know, kill stuff, which is cool. Oh, there's another chest. Alright, so the chests are good for two things. It gives you more weapons to choose from if you don't like your current weapon set. Right? And then you can basically just get ammo from them, so that's useful. But I like the weapons I have right now, so. Yeah, so you basically just run through, kill whoever you want. You can skip everyone if you really want to, if that's your cup of tea. Okay, so now that you run to another point, pretty much, you're back to doing objectives again so that you can progress the level. So basically, the game, how it starts off is you start off, you run in, kill a few things if you want to, and then run to a certain point, get to an objective, and then do the objective. And once you do the first objective, you go to a checkpoint, and after that checkpoint, you run again, get to the next objectives, and then do that objective, and then it's over. So it's like 2 rounds basically. And you can basically just stop and heal up and take a break in between each round. So, alright, and then that's the end of level. And then I can just go through this if I want. Oop. Alright, and then you spawn in again. So it's just a run and shooter basically. Like you just run and you shoot stuff and you just kind of repeat it over and over again. So the whole idea here is that you just kind of like kill stuff, you know, get as far as you can without dying from, you know, lots of enemies, and basically just get as far as you can. Alright, so here's another cool thing you can do is after you kill a few enemies, you get an ability, and if you just use it like that, it's basically a little, like a mini super almost, so just to kill stuff. And then, okay, I want to talk about these balloon things right here. So, I know this is just the beta and stuff is bound to change, but like, I don't really like the balloons because I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm just playing like balloons, if that makes sense. Like, I'm just popping balloons. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know, it's just not the best enemy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, they're basically just suicide bombers, and like, you know, even if you do kill them from a distance, like, they still do damage. Even if they're really close, like that still does damage, so I can't even heal my shield. Okay, so here we go again. So here we have another objective that you do. So this is when you gotta destroy the glitches, right? So you destroy the glitch, and then another one. I mean, right here I don't even have to worry about the enemies really, because like they're not really a threat, and they're not the point anyways. Okay, I actually really like this music. Alright, and then I'm done. Okay, so here again, so I was at the beginning of the level and I still am, so like right here, you know, at the beginning of the level, if you're lucky you can find a chest, but you know. If I'm being honest though, with like the chests, like they're not really, I don't know, they don't really entice much, you know, they're not very exciting because I don't really feel like the rarity of the chest really changes a whole lot, if I'm being honest. Like, honestly, you could use whatever weapon you want in this game and do fine. Like, most weapons are good. And most of the enemies are one shot anyways, so like, it's not a big deal. So I really feel like the chests kind of missed that point, you know. I don't really feel like the chests very, like, fundamentally, they don't really sell much. Like, I'll open 90% of the chests and not even care, because I'll have a good loadout already. So the only reason I'll open them is for, like, ammo and stuff, if I'm being honest. So, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like they kind of missed the mark with chests. I feel like chests should feel more rewarding, if that makes any sense. But they just don't feel rewarding at all in here. I just feel like they're meh. Like, it's cool that they're there, but like, I don't feel rewarded when I get one, if that makes sense. Okay, so I want to show you guys something. So, let's just say from right here, right? Like, from right here. So, the thing, like, an issue I find with this game is that I have 60 meters to go to my objective, right? But, like, I don't have any incentive to kill these people in front of me. Like, I could just skip them and, you know. Like, they give XP, but like, what, 5 XP? That's not worth it. So like, you know, from here to here, I'm not gonna want to kill anyone because I just don't see a reason to. Like, which I don't know if that's the point or not, but it's whatever. And then here we go again, and I'm doing objectives again. So, I mean, it's kind of it's, like, I understand that this is a game where you're supposed to loop, you know, like, it's kind of the whole point, but I just feel like, a good loop doesn't feel repetitive, if that makes sense. Like, let's say, for example, right, like, let's say that this is like Temple Runner. I mean, which is not Temple Runner, but if it was, you know, like why is Temple Runner such a good game? Like why? Like the whole thing with Temple Runner is that in Temple Runner, it's the same thing over and over again, right? But it feels different enough each time. On top of the challenges, like on top of how challenging of a game it is anyways, the harder, like the later on it gets, like, you know, it doesn't feel repetitive. It is repetitive, but it doesn't feel like it, you know? But with this game, it feels kind of repetitive. I won't lie. Like, it's kind of, it's just meh, you know? Like, because when I play this, right, I don't feel, like, compelled to play it again after a few times. Like, because I just feel like I've already had the full experience within a very short amount of time. Like, it only took me about, like, maybe 10 runs of this game to, like, start to get bored. Like, which isn't really that, like, it's not a good thing to get bored of a game that's supposed to, you know, repeat itself like this one. So, I really feel like for the creators, like, they just need to somehow make this loop more appealing. Like, feel more, like, different every time. Because really, after, like, 10 goes, I was already like, yeah, you know what? I feel like I've got the full experience already, which kind of sucks because, like, you know, like, even though there's different weapons and stuff, the game still just fundamentally plays the same, so it's just, I don't know. Alright, so let's take, for example, again, right? So I'm on the objectives part of the run, right? Again. So while I try and shoot these, right, I'm getting shot at, which is, you know, fine and dandy, but at the same time, like, I just want to get the objective done and get it over with. I don't really want to kill anything. Like, I really hate to admit it, but the entire time I play the rounds, I just want to, like, get through it. Like, I'm not really enticed to shoot anything, you know? I'm more appealed to, like, finishing the level rather than, like, actually going through and enjoying killing stuff, because I don't know, I don't feel like killing stuff is that great in this game. Okay, so here's something else I want to point out that, like, just for me personally, like, I like the movement. Like, I like just moving in the game. It feels nice, right? And, you know, I know it's not the point probably with this game, but, like, I like the feeling of running faster a game like this, right? Oh no, that's not good. Okay, back to what I was doing before I got distracted. So, like, see that guy right there? Like, if I'm running through the level, right? Like, I want to just be running and then, you know, slide and shoot him. Like, that's, you know, I like that feeling of momentum. So, like, watch. I'm like, run, boom, slide shotgun, yeah, that's sick. Ooh, kill him. That's good stuff right there. But if I'm being honest, like, the whole game, it doesn't really encourage you to run and gun, which I wish it did. But unless there was, like, some, like, perk tree or something that encouraged you to run and gun, like, I don't really want to do it because I end up just getting myself killed. So, you know, I like that. I like having momentum to, like, oh yeah, woo, slide shotgun, yeah, the momentum, sick as heck, you know. But, like, the game, after a certain point, it just becomes a bit of a hoarder, and, like, you don't want to run into a horde. Like, the game doesn't really encourage that. So I really feel like this game needs a bit of a... It just needs a skill tree, honestly. It just needs a skill tree and, like, you know, a way to, like, as you progress through the game, to give you, like, a role. Like, role as, like, a healer, or role as, like, a attacker, like, something like that. That would be perfect. But just the way the game plays, it doesn't really encourage you to have a role. I mean, it might, you know. I haven't really played the multiplayer myself, but, you know, with the way, like, the game doesn't have really a good progression system. Like, if I'm being honest, if I have a good setup, I'll just hold on to that setup from when I start the run to the end, if I just like my weapons, right? So I'm not, like, thinking about, oh, hey, what role am I gonna play every time I play? All I'm thinking about is, okay, which guns are good and which ones suck, because that's all that really matters. At least if you're playing solo. Like, if you're playing solo, like, you know, obviously you're not gonna worry about healing unless it's healing yourself. But like, you know, there's no real play style. That's what I don't like. Is like there's no play style. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the boss battle. So you could get either 1 or 2 boss battles. You can either get the Mecha Spider or you could get like the CEO boss. All right. So check this, right? So the bosses, they could use some work. I don't really like the gameplay. Isn't really that entertaining for me, and also like depending on what weapons you have, like you can't really do a lot of damage. So unless you have like the right weapons, you can't really do a lot of damage to these guys, and they're kind of just bullet sponges at that point, which, you know, if you think that's fun, then great. I mean, the problem, like a good boss fight isn't necessarily, oh, you know, he's got a lot of health, you know, that I don't like that. I don't mind if they have a lot of health. I actually like that. That's fine if they have a lot of health. But if they just don't feel like, if I'm not really just if I'm not engaged in the fight, you know, then, and if I'm not feeling that boss, you know, it's like kind of ruins the whole experience, because I'm just like sitting here like, you know what, you take a lot of damage, right? Which I'm okay with, but like I don't even find a lot of joy in even fighting you in the first place, because I just don't, I'm not compelled really. Like I get he's got like crit box there and stuff, but like, you know, he's kind of buggy right now because it's beta. Like that shotgun doesn't do crap for damage, which is, you know, fine, but still. Like, I just feel with this boss that, like, he's just way too easy to cheese. Like, he's just not hard. You don't really have to try that hard to beat him. That's just me. Another thing, too, is that when you go up, like, a level, you know, the boss, like, the boss is the same difficulty. Like, if you're at, like, level 20 versus level 1, like, the health bar and how fast they die is the exact same. Like, so, I mean, that's, yeah, so there's no progression in this game for me. Like, there's no progression. Alright, so then you get a boss chest, but like I said earlier, I don't, like, these chests feel like alright, you know, when you open them, but like, when you really open them, it's like, I mean, you get stuff, but like, it doesn't really help. Like, I mean, it does, but, you know. If I already liked my guns before then, the only reason I would switch guns is because I'm already running out of ammo on something else. Like, so I mean, some chests feel good to open, but most of the time I'm just like, yeah, it's whatever. Really, I only open chests just to switch the weapons if I don't like the ones I have. Okay, just real quick, I wanted to cover the music again because I feel like I didn't cover it earlier that well, but so like Mystic Isles here, right? Like, I like the music on this map. I feel like the music for this section in particular is good, right? But like, when I start to get into like the other sections, the music just progressively gets worse. Like, it's the music is like a really hit or miss, because it's like it's supposed to be EDM, you know, but I mean, again, my taste in music is gonna be different from everyone else's. So I like EDM. I actually do like EDM. That's honestly like one of the reasons why I picked up this game. I was like, okay, it's kind of like EDM inspired. So, you know, let's just check it out, see what it sounds and, you know, looks like. And I mean, the music, it's not like the pop EDM. It's more like the rave EDM, which is the kind of EDM that I'm like, it's all right, you know, but like, it's just dull. Like, it's just dull music. Which I really, like, if you're gonna be a running and gunning game, like, your music needs to be upbeat, and it needs to, like, I don't know, just give you some kind of adrenaline when you play. Like, just that combination of, you know, fast-paced killing stuff and, you know, when you're in trouble, and, you know, there's just a bunch of good music in the background, like, hyping you up, you know, whatever, just giving you, like, that adrenaline. But, you know, with some of the music in this game, I don't really get that. Like, with some of the music, I just, like, like it, and then, you know, but not like a lot. And then the other music, I'm like, dude, just turn it off. Like, it's not great music. Alright, and then I didn't really cover like the power weapons, but you can get like power weapons, so weapons that have like a certain amount of ammo, right? So you only get so many uses of the gun, and they're like more powerful. So you're like more inclined to like save those weapons for later, or for like harder enemies, or for like boss fights so you can get through them faster. So like this one, for example, like you put a tether on them and you explode them, so that's pretty cool. Alright guys, here's another thing I'm going to show you is, so as you get into the higher levels, like I don't like this type of gameplay where like basically every 2 feet that you step to try and get to your objective by the higher levels, like they just spawn hundreds of enemies. Like it's crazy. Like you can't even like progress or move forward. So like in order for you to like get through a level, you have to spend like, you know, like if it's not 30 minutes on a level, that's like an hour on just one level. I'm like, what the heck? Like, cause like just me trying to like get over here, like there was already like hundreds of enemies that had to spawn, and like there's no way, like unless I run through them, which, you know, is an option I guess, is like, it's just not, I don't know, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy that type of gameplay where I have to like sit back and like look at, there's so many enemies there, like it's like that's just the horde bit, like, right? Just there being like way too many enemies. Like, I just have to sit here and just fucking, like, just shoot from, like, afar if I don't want to die. Because there's just too many enemies. Which, like, that just sucks. Like, I don't like that type of gameplay. So where before, like, on the lower levels, I could, you know, sprint through no problem. There wasn't that many enemies. But now, like, every single level, every 2 steps I take is another 50 enemies. Like, it's ridiculous. And, you know, you could argue, hey, you could just sprint through them. I mean, first of all, what's the fun in that? And 2, like, if I try and sprint through them, I will probably die. Like, so it's like, it's a lose-lose situation there. So it's either I sprint through them and hope I don't die, or I fight them and just never stop fighting them because there's too freaking many of them. So it's like, I don't know. Look how freaking many there are. God. Like, I'm just gonna sprint through them because, like, I have no other chance of winning. Okay, so first I want to say, like, I don't think that this game is necessarily bad, you know? Like, I feel like this game has a lot of potential, you know? But, like, I just feel like it just doesn't have that oomph. Like, it just doesn't have that wow factor, you know? Like, I don't walk away from it right now as it stands in the beta as, like, oh my god, I want to keep playing more. Like, you know, so that, I just feel like they need to work on some things to make the gameplay a little bit more interesting, and, you know, just, I don't know, just have more hook to it. It just didn't have the hook for me. Like, it's just, you know, like, I didn't get hooked on it right away, which I really feel like most games nowadays, like, you just need that hook to, like, get people interested. And I just feel like this, so far right now, as it stands in the beta, it's just not delivering on that hook factor right now. But let's get the, you know, 2 big questions out of the way. 1, do I see potential in the game? Actually, I do see a lot of potential in the game. I could see it going somewhere, but, like, I can't say for sure because it's in beta right now, and they have, you know, a roadmap saying, you know, what they're gonna do next, aka PvP. And, you know, who knows? Maybe PvP will be really good, but I don't know. So all I know about is the PvE standard of the game, which for me right now is a bit lackluster. Like, I don't get much from it. Yeah. And 2, would I recommend it to someone else right now? Like, is this like one of those games where it's like, yeah, you should, like, this game's awesome, you should get it right now, let's play, you know? I'd say not really. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's so early in development, you know, and, like, it just doesn't have the wow factor right now, so, like, it just, you know, it's not like, yo, you need to play it right now. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, you know what, you'd probably be better off waiting until, you know, to see what the full product looks like, because You know, basically at this point they've sold me $20 for a game, which again, fine. It's not a full title, but the game's not complete yet. So, you know, if they make that promise of the $20, you know, like, hey, you know, this is a really good game for $20, you know, then that's great, but we don't know yet if it's gonna, you know, live up to that expectation. So we'll just have to see. So if you guys like this, you know, let me know. Hit me up in the comments, say if you liked it or not. So, but this is all just my opinion on the game so far. Okay, so just take everything with a grain of salt. Maybe you like the game for different aspects than I do. Maybe the game won't bother you as much as it does me right now, but you know, it's all an opinion. So I'm just letting you guys know what I think, because I spent the $20 and put the investment in so that you guys could, you know, I could show you guys, you know, if you guys really like it or not. See if it'd be your type of game. But yeah, that's all for today, and I hope you guys have a good day or night wherever you're at, and see you later. Bye.